How many of you here today have a corporate job? Okay. So do I. I have a corporate job in marketing. Now, how many of you, after a long day of emails, back-to-back meetings, have ever had this thought, did anything I do today make a positive difference in someone's life? Did anything I do today make a positive impact in my community? Should I quit my corporate job to work at a nonprofit? Now, I have a very fulfilling job, and I'm not just saying that because I know my manager will be listening to this speech. I have a very fulfilling job, yet I confess that over the last few years, I've had this notion of leaving the corporate world to join the nonprofit world. But given that I wanted to pay off my student loans, be financially independent, have a strong financial foundation to take care of my family, I thought maybe the volunteer route was better for the time being. So what to do with these dreams of community service and impact? And that's the simple topic of my talk today: meaningful community service as a working professional hoping to keep their day job. Now, when I came to Dallas for my job, I didn't know where I could get plugged in, which nonprofit would be a good fit for my skills and interests. And I realized how easy it was to find volunteer opportunities in school. There were the beach cleanups, the canned food drives, the tutoring programs, and community service was actually a requirement of National Honor Society membership in high school. But have you noticed that as an adult, the only time community service is required is when we're in trouble with the law? When we've gotten a DUI or a parking ticket? When did community service change from being something honorable to some form of punishment? Well, soon after I moved to Dallas, I learned of this gem of an organization called Social Venture Partners. And the mission of this organization is to help nonprofits scale, to do good better. They did this through pro bono consulting projects in areas of strategic planning, marketing, helping nonprofits quantify their impact. And this concept resonated with me of using your professional skills to help nonprofits. I thought, this seems to be the adult approach to community service. And through Social Venture Partners Dallas, I learned that here in our city, we have some amazing organizations like the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the American Heart Association. But we also had a lot of organizations that worked on causes I knew very little about. Causes like adult literacy, human trafficking, helping veterans return to civilian life. And I thought, wow, more people need to know about these organizations. I wish I had known about them earlier. And then I thought, wait a minute, I do marketing for a living. Maybe I could help here. And I thought, well, given that there's thousands of nonprofits in this city, we don't need to create any new ones. We just need to get the word out about the ones that exist. So I did the obviously rational thing. To get the word out, I started a new nonprofit. And it's called Dallas Heroes Project. Every month, we take one hero and his or her nonprofit and create a month-long marketing campaign around what they do, so that more people are aware of the good being done in this city and find ways to get plugged in. These are the faces of the heroes we featured over the last 2.5 years. And given that I've had an opportunity to interview these heroes one-on-one, I've been able to see firsthand what our nonprofits need in order to grow and scale. I've learned what makes for a really great volunteer, and that's what I thought I'd share with you today. 3 ways we can all be better volunteers. And given that the theme of today's TEDxPlano is plus, I thought I'd share ways we could plus up our community service to do good better. So our first lesson is get a firsthand experience, or as close to one as possible. Let me introduce you to our June 2016 Dallas hero, Dixie Hairston. Dixie worked at a children's advocacy organization that focused on ending child trafficking here in Dallas. Dixie led a human trafficking learning excursion in partnership with our Dallas Police Department and DART, our public transportation system. And riding the bus with Dixie, as she pointed out, the hotels, motels, bus stops, and neighborhoods human trafficking took place in our city gave me a glimpse of what it could feel like for a child running away on a bus, with those neon lights, that cold AC, the metal bars. Gave me a glimpse of the environment and mental state of a child in that situation. And then human trafficking was no longer a statistic to me. I knew writing a check wouldn't cut it. I now serve on the governing board of this organization and have been to Austin to talk with legislatives on how important this issue is to me as a citizen. In our 2017 legislative session, Children at Risk wrote and successfully supported 6 bills that were passed by both parties and both houses that help the victims of human trafficking. And the takeaway here is to get that firsthand experience, ride the bus, visit the schools in the low-income neighborhoods, visit the food deserts. It will inspire you to find ways to have a personal impact and feel connected to a cause. The second lesson is to share your best skill. Now, how many of you have been to a community service event through work, where you've gone to plant a garden or paint a gym? You're like, should I use the roller brush or this brush? And you're thinking to yourself, or you whisper to your neighbor, wouldn't it be faster and cheaper if we hired someone to do this? Right? So instead, why don't we focus on what we are good at? Okay? So let's see how this concept could work for our June 2017 hero, Brandy Coty. So Brandy worked at Child Protective Services for many years and noticed how at the age of 18, our Texas youth are forced out of the foster care system. Without a birth certificate or a driver's license sometimes, these youth would end up homeless. And seeing this failing in our system, Brandy took it upon herself to create a transitional home for young women called Zoe's Place. Let's brainstorm how you could use your skills to help here. If you're a real estate professional, and we have many here in Dallas, and Brandy is looking to expand her program from helping young women to now including young men, could you help Brandy find a new house? Could you help her understand her financing options? If you're a really great cook, could you help Brandy teach the girls quick and nutritious meals? If you're in marketing, can you help Brandy get the word out about the help she needs? The point here is that the skills you are learning and honing in your day jobs are exactly the skills our nonprofits need. And while it looks great for a photo op to see that CEO with a shovel digging in the dirt with his or her employees planting a garden, I would rather see the photo of a CEO helping a nonprofit write their 3-year strategic plan. It doesn't look or feel as glamorous. And actually, this is what it looks like. This is the boardroom of our first hero, Angela Field's organization, Raise Hope. It's a table in the middle of a kitchen, in the middle of a gym in South Dallas. It is far from glamorous, but this is where change happens. And the third lesson is to promote the positive. Now, given the amount of negativity in the news today, I turn to the likes of Trevor Noah, Stephen Colbert, and Jimmy Fallon to get my daily dose of current events. So with Dallas Heroes Project, we decided that with every piece of marketing content we create, every article, every Facebook post, every tweet, there would always be this dose of optimism and positivity. Because promoting the positive inspires people to think, that looks like something I want to be a part of. I'm going to see how I can get involved. And this is how I know it works. Meet our September 2017 hero, Dale Long. Dale has been a Big Brothers, Big Sisters mentor for 43 years. 43 years. And Dale and Big Brothers, Big Sisters explained to me that historically, our community has had a shortage of African American male mentors. Now, Dale is a very charismatic man, and the campaign we did around him went really well. Look at these numbers. In our first post on Facebook, we're simply announcing he was our hero. That's over 700 engagements, likes, hearts, shares. This helped us reach over 11,000 people. We created this 1-minute video of him, explaining simply how important it is for our young boys to have a positive male role model in their lives. We're able to use the analytic capabilities of Facebook and use technology for good. We're able to target our message to the person who needed to hear it. We targeted historically Black colleges and universities. We targeted the men of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. We're able to reach over 13,000 people with this post. So what was the impact in our community? Well, remember how I said we started Dale's campaign in September? Well, on December 14th, the Dallas Morning News ran my favorite story of 2017. This is what Dallas needs. Nearly 600 men answer the call to mentor South Dallas students. Dade Middle School was having a Breakfast with Dads event. They needed 50 male mentors for those students who didn't have a father figure in their life. They needed 50, and 600 showed up. 600 men said, yes, we care about you. We care about you and your future. And can you imagine how happy those young boys must have felt? Now, was this a coincidence that for decades our community has had a shortage of African American male mentors, and in the span of 3.5 months, an event brought together over 10 times the number of mentors that were needed? It's hard to say, but it definitely felt like a victory for our team at Dallas Heroes Project. I'm sure it felt like a victory for everyone who was helping spread Dale's message, and it was definitely a victory for our community. As Maya Angelou says, when we know better, we do better. So here's my ask. When you see a post from Dallas Heroes Project, give a hero a thumbs up, a way to go, a congratulations, because you know how the algorithms work. The more often a post gets an engagement, the more often it's going to appear in your friend's newsfeed. And this is how we can start spreading the word about what our community needs. The 3 lessons are simple. Get a first-hand experience, share your best skill, and promote the positive. But it's about being strategic about simple things, and none of them require you to leave your day job. This is how we can start taking our positive intent and turning it into impact. Let's evolve the way we think about community service. Let's do good better. Thank you.